on? What up, New Gaming Order? We are back for our next segment. Also, during the PSA segment, there's something I wanted to do that Kasimi and I were talking about a few weeks ago. So we'll kind of spin that up little by little. But right now, we're switching into Tech Talk, where we are going to be looking at or discussing the GTX 1080. I also have a video of Doom running on the GTX 1080 60 frames per second. I forgot what the resolution was, but I'll have it in the background. But now, okay, you got a contender to the Titan X, right? And at a better price point, and I'm just gonna give everybody the floor. I wish free play mode was able to be a part of it, but he had to head to work. But I'm gonna pick NYC Playboy. I'm gonna let you go first. Your thoughts on what the GTX 1080 is promising, and how is it in comparison to the Titan X, price-wise, performance-wise, and would you recommend this to
Yes,
just?
yes, yes, and yes.
All right, go ahead. Your thoughts.
Yes, 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 and yes. I am getting it. I
Oh, you
am.
got money like that? Okay.
Well,
It's only $699 as opposed to what, the 1,000?
What? What?
yeah, it's only $6.99.
Yeah, it's $699.
$599 US.
What the?
It's only 100 more than the PS3 was at launch.
Well, I'm just saying, considering what this thing can do, it's cheap.
As a ranking member of the PC Gamer Master Race, this is a must. Yes, yes. And
Okay.
performance-wise, it's on a new architecture, a new design. They went in their lab. They saw that Nvidia saw that the Titan X was not selling worth of shit. They was like, damn, where they saw that their 980 series is their best selling series. Like, well, we gotta make some changes. They heard the moans and groans about the price. They notice how they focused in on the price. And all of the articles regarding the 1070 or the 1080, they focus in on the price and the performance. The 1080 runs more. The 1080 is more powerful than two 980s running together.
That's crazy.
That right there, and Nvidia don't bullshit about their stuff. They're not gonna fluff you. They let the stats, they let the benchmarks speak for themselves in the story. That's why I like Nvidia. They're not like the console companies. They're selling numbers and all this other shit. It's a pure fact. They're not gonna bullshit. So what you see is what you get. What they write in their text documents and their papers and their white papers is fact. So, yeah, I'm getting it day one.
Yeah, that looks good. If you guys are looking at the Doom, it's coming out early June? What, May 27th, right?
May 27th.
Man, if you look at the video in the stream, that looks amazing. You know what I mean?
For those of you who can't afford that, they also have the GTX 1070 coming June 10th for $379.
Now, with that, performance-wise, what are you gonna lose if you don't do the 1080? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, so
I'm assuming it's probably a step down, like the 970 was to the 980.
Okay, fair enough. But
that's not necessarily true. You guys got to remember, there's two cards. I'll wait my turn.
Okay, because I'm going to my PC heads first, and then.
What's your turn?
What the heck? No. I'm going out of because I want to get as much info and insight for this, so that the consumers who are watching the show can say, hey, you know what? New Gaming Order gave us some good advice as to where to go. I know I'm not paying 1,000 something for a graphics card that's just going in my PC. You know what I mean? I got my girl, I got my dog, my cars. I got you gotta be responsible with these things. So
I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt one quick second. They said the GTX 1070 is also faster than the Titan X.
Yeah. So
379.
Now here's the thing. Now, how do you justify getting a Titan X where you got something that outperforms it? It's cheaper.
I'm
It
being a
would.
bargain bin, and I'm buying 3 of them.
Yeah, so what's gonna happen to the Titan X when the smart consumers start saying, "Hey, I can get the same, efficiency, the same or better performance, at a cheaper price."
Well, that's the goal, right? That's why they made the new cars. That's the whole goal of it, right?
Okay, so how about this? I'm going to let Gokane go next. Your thoughts on
Okay.
So my thoughts on the new Pascal architecture is I can't believe they got as far as they did. They
Uh-huh.
spent billions of dollars in R&D to get to where they got.
Uh-huh.
If you are going to buy anything or you are about to build a PC, you shouldn't be looking at anything else but a 1080 or a 1070. And for the budget-minded person who just needs to play 1080p games full tilt, you only need a 1070. You don't need to buy a 1080. The 1080 is going to be
a 1070.
Huh?
You don't even need a 1070.
Well, you don't even need a 1070. You can actually get a 970. But I'm talking like full tilt, all super max settings,
anti-aliasing,
on 85% of the games. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right. You don't even need a 1070, but at 1080p, if you want to go full tilt, like games that require a little bit more to render, for rendering on screen, you would want to go 1070, right? You can go 970 and still play 1080p games at high settings, but not at ultra settings and getting 60 to 100 frames per second.
HDMI 2.0.
Right. So for 4K at 4K, 1080. If you want to do 4K and 1440p gaming, you get the 1080. The numbers from what people have put out so far are incredible. Especially if you're going to go G-Sync. VR is 90 frames plus a second in each eye. So if you're going to be big in VR, yeah, it just makes sense. I can't believe the Titan X was like $1,000. And just to give you guys a price check, this $699 is for the Founders Edition of the GTX 1080. The card is actually $599.
Wow. And I'm looking at that in the article, and again, guys,
$599 US.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm unable. Fucking. But matter of fact, I'll just have that in the background for you guys to check out.
And 16 nanometer processor, and you're running at 180 watts TDP. Nvidia is known for getting high performance at lower wattages. So it's just amazing at where we're at at 180 watts. It's one 8-pin power supply, one 8-pin running from your power supply to the card. And with a 980 Ti, you had two 8-pins, or some cards had an 8-pin and a 6-pin configuration to run the cards. So you're talking one 8-pin cord from your power supply to run this card and still play 4K games and 1440p games at 60 frames or better. So I mean, I can't believe they did it, and it's pretty awesome. AMD has their hands. They got to really do something to change the landscape a little bit, because even though they announced the new Fiji card, the dual GPU in one card, it looks like the 1080 is going to be the way for anybody to go in the next 2 months. So basically, if AMD doesn't drop something within the next month, they're not going to sell good in the fall.
Yeah, they're going to really get sideswiped.
So the only thing they got going for them right now is the fact that the consoles, and they have the leg up in VR, and they have the leg up for console gaming right now. And that's what they have. But for the PC market, they're going to get crushed if they don't do something fast.
All right. So with that, on your knees, what do you have to add to this discussion? Because man, I'm a bit excited. I'm actually like thinking, let me put something away after I sell some of my motorcycle parts and put like half towards and then pay the rest off. But I mean, what your thoughts?
Well, I still, even though it's a reduced price, I only have one thing to say, because I'm broke.
Unbelievable. I put that baby to sleep. But
Right,
I mean,
but
what are your thoughts on like its performance? What it's promising at a cheaper price point?
I'll believe it when I see it. Both companies historically tend to pad their numbers in terms of when they do their tests. I know they used to do that many years ago. I don't know if they're still doing it. I just assume they are, but that's just me being skeptical. So
I want that.
But what was that?
What was that new?
I said I want that keyboard.
Yeah.
Got the rocket launcher.
Yeah. But I'm all right. But with that, Kissimmee, I know that's not your cup
you
of
might as
tea.
well go ahead and skip me, bro.
Yeah, because you see, that's why I knew who. That's why how you know your staff. But Mugen, anything to add to this? The GTX 1080 is supposed to be like a game changer, for the price point and a viable contender to the Titan X.
Well, here's my opinion on it, and I don't know if anyone's going to agree or disagree. There's no reason to get the 1080 right now.
Okay.
It's very early.
What are you talking about?
It's very early because of the fact that there's no game that can fully equip that setting right now. Right now, the 980 Ti or your Titan X would be fine for the next 2, maybe 3 years. If you're just doing it just because, you could go right the fuck ahead and waste the $700, $600, whatever the hell it is.
Well, Mugen, for 4K, so for the people that play 4K and are doing VR, like you're right, and I agree with that statement. Almost 100%. But if you're someone who are playing on monitors that have higher screen resolution, or you're doing VR, there is a significant bump in performance for the higher resolution community, right? Anyone who's at 1080p right now, or even actually, there's a significant bump for multi-monitor users as well, right? So if you're a multi-monitor gamer, widescreen gamer, 4K gamer, 1440p gamer, there is a significant improvement that may be worth it for those particular types of PC games.
But it's a small group, though.
It's right, correct. It's not that group is getting bigger and bigger, by the way, just to give you a heads up. But for the average 1080p person, the people that play the normal games, they have 3 1080p monitors, then a 980 Ti or 980, even a 970 is going to do what they need, right? A 970 is going to be more for a single monitor gamer who wants to play at 1080p, and they can get away with all the games at that point, right? For at least another 2 years, at least another 1.5 to 2 years. And even with the new APIs that are coming out for Vulkan and everything else, they're going to get squeak more performance out of that older card.
Yeah.
Right? But for us people who are playing at higher resolutions, I have 3 monitors, I'm doing surround gaming, I'm doing VR, there's a significant enough of an enhancement and improvement in the technology that it actually may be worth it for someone who has a 980 Ti right now to go buy a 1080 or 2 1080s.
Okay, now I'm just gonna ask this question: who besides myself and Shinraven have more than 2 monitors? Nobody, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It depends on what you define as a monitor.
Remember, so I have a 1440p monitor,
okay.
Right? So I would benefit with G-Sync. So I'm somebody that could possibly benefit from that enhancement. Now, if I had a VR headset, you don't need to have monitors for that. If I had a VR headset, I would benefit from it, right? If I had a single 4K TV or a single 4K monitor, I would benefit from that.
Yeah, and I use my 4K TV as the second screen when I'm doing some other stuff.
What I'm trying to say is that no one here utilizes 3 monitors like I do right now. Regardless if you have 2K, dual setup monitors, or a curved TV, or a 4K, it doesn't matter. No one utilizes exactly what I do. So if anything, I could get it just for shits and giggles, and I still wouldn't need it for another 2 years. There's no point. It's just that Nvidia is like, all right, guys, we're going to release 2 new graphics cards. They're going to fucking buy it because it's way cheaper than the Titan X.
Right.
And they're going to get on the ball, and they're going to be maybe extra 2 years future proof. I honestly don't really care about that, because if the game specifically in specs does not overmatch my specifications, there's no reason for me to get the card.
Well, you got some folks that they get it, and like you said, the future proofing thing that they don't like to upgrade so
But
much.
it's not that far in future proofing. Like if you really look down in the nitty gritty of the specs, it's probably going to extend that thing's life for another 2 years.
Yeah, and yeah.
Well, remember that the APIs DirectX 12 and the Vulkan API specifically. Let's talk about the technologies that are coming in place. Is about to extend all graphics cards for at least another 1 to 2 years. All right.
Oh, and Goken, I don't mean to cut you because time. I gotta give Shin Raven a chance to speak on it. But Shin Raven, your thoughts?
Well, it's usually how it goes. Like every year, there's going to be one new card that's going to beat out previous year's cards. That's just the way how technology is. You're behind 1 month later. It's always how it's going to go. Me, damn, I got upgrade.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I spent $700 on my Titan X, so like it's. Would I drop $1,200? Probably around income tax return, but like being that like I was able to get like a significant price drop on it and everything like that, I jumped on it. Otherwise I would still be rocking my Titan. This is awesome news, and sucky news because I feel like I have to upgrade again. But that's how I feel every year anyway. As far as a Titan X, I mean, like, I have no problems with it. I just picked up a 1440K monitor. 1440p monitor and everything like that. I was checking out Doom at ultra wide settings and everything like that. Freaking gorgeous, Like, I have no chokes on it. It's I run 3 months. I even posted up a Twitter of my setup now and everything like that. The way I see it is, again, like, their challenge is trying to have a card that will do VR, and like a lot of people, like a lot of the VR cards are saying it was called, you need like minimum like a 980 Ti, I believe, if I remember correctly. If this is going to be like the cheaper alternate route and everything, then people that didn't jump on that price point to pick up a 1080 or a 980 and whatnot, by all means go for it. Get that 1080, the GTX 1080. So I mean, the VR is their challenge right now because like no one wants to drop how many hundreds of dollars for a VR unit and have a video card that's powerful enough that's going to play VR. And their competition is ATI, which I don't remember which card it is, but like my friends who are like ATI fanboys and everything, they're saying, yo, ATI is going to be the shit like the next couple of months and everything. They're going to be dropping the fucking card that's going to slay all the Nvidia cards for the price of an ATI card, which is significantly cheaper.
Now, the funny thing is, the advantage of those who always come after, they can look at what the competition is doing and just say, hey, I got you, counter, you know what I mean? So,
right.
It's
Consoles do it, video cards will do it.
Yeah, so
video cards are going to be your most expensive unit that you're going to do if you're going to be customizing your rig and building your rig.
I have a question for you guys. What y'all do with your old graphics cards once you buy the new one?
Sell them.
I give them away.
Yeah, or you can, depending on what you do, right? So I can end up using that high-end card at another workstation. I could probably really run 3 machines with, virtual graphics cards in them or something like that. And I could do workstation loads. You could do a lot with them, right? You could do Bitcoin mining with them, your older ones, if you wanted to.
All right, but we'll talk about that on the director's cut. Yeah, so let me close this segment and then. All right, Newgamingorder. This ran a little long, but it's okay. It's good info. The director's cut will have the continuation of that. And I forgot, there's one other topic that I really need to address before we hit PSAs, which I'm going to enforce that be short because I have an appointment. But rate, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Newgamingorder.com for the latest and greatest. If you don't come back, we're going to hit you with a juggernaut punch. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.